town called Vienna, Virginia, which is near Washington, D.C. And I was 7 years old. And in second grade, I met a kid named Randy. Went home with Randy to his house one day, and his house turned out to be a big horse farm, part of a big horse farm. And I met his mother, Jane Marshall Dillon. And from that moment on, I was stuck with animals and horses. I remember braiding horses in the morning. I remember fox hunting. I remember giving riding lessons. I remember hay rides. I remember horse shows. Every part of it was fun. There wasn't one single bit that I did not enjoy. This memory is so vivid. And we were inside the racetrack, and the ring was there, and I went in the touch and out class, and my pony touched the first fence, which eliminated me. That you got a whistle or something to say you're gone. And I came out of the ring, and I did what I at the time thought was the only appropriate thing. I hit the pony over the head because he embarrassed me. And Mrs. Dillon came toward me, and I got such a tongue lashing. I will never ever forget it. And it wasn't apparent at the time, but it dawned on me why she did it. And I did something to a horse that it had no idea. It was like a meteorite striking the poor thing. And that really stuck with me. Can't treat horses differently, so I try to treat them all the same. Of course, there are horses that have done fantastic things for me, but they just happen to be more talented than the average horse. I rode a hunter in 1968 or 69 that was champion at all the indoor shows. He was a working hunter. His name was Dunraven, and that doesn't make him better or worse than Touch of Glass, who happened to take me around the Olympic course very nicely and, did what she could do best. So to say, was there a favorite? I'm going to answer that question and say no. I try to treat them all equally. I like them all, and they all have different personalities, just like people. Early influences are the best influences. Mrs. Dillon. Then I went to work for a lady named Frances Rowe, who was wonderful. Bert de Nemeth, I rode with him for a long time. Wonderful example. Conrad Homfeld, who I was in business with, was fantastic horseman and human. All these people, every time I think of doing something, I always think, what would they do in this situation? I'll tell you one phrase that has stuck with me. Frances Rowe told me this. She said, if you don't wait on a horse, it's going to make you wait on him. So I've always thought that, every time I've been anxious to get to a class or to hurry up and do something, it's always backfired on me. I would say that that's something I always tell people. You have to wait on the horses because it's going to happen at their pace, not yours. I have to say, the Olympics, if you could award me a gold medal every day, that'd be a lot of fun. But that's not going to happen. I think that question's, I don't know, it answers itself. Of course it'd be the Olympics. But there have been a lot of moments that have been just as gratifying, but they haven't been as publicized. I don't watch the videos of the Olympics because I'm scared the score will change. So I leave that alone. That was a special moment in history, and of course I wouldn't change it. I admire the trainer certification program. I think education is everything, and you need to influence people through forums and education with educational tools and things like that. I also am on the Animal Welfare Committee, and I love that because, again, the horse is what put us here and keeps us there, and we have to learn how to treat it. I find that we're getting away from that. We're treating the horse as a way to satisfy our own agenda and get to the show ring and get to the blue ribbon, when in fact we need to treat it as our partner. So I'm a big admirer of those two programs or committees of the USHJA. It's an honor. I mean, plain and simple, it's an honor. Certainly I have spent a lifetime doing this, and to be recognized by your peers, you couldn't do any better. You couldn't do any better. I mean, it's thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody I met in my life. Thank you to all my influences, all the people that have influenced me. It's a big deal.